Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Myth Keepers. We are your hosts. I am Scott, and joining me as always, he's been digging around in the mud with Amren. It's Zachy boy.
I should have brought a shovel.
You really should have brought a shovel.
I should have brought that shovel.
Really should have brought a shovel. Yeah, absolutely.
Man. Although I like Amren isn't like painted as like this super hot character, but I would roll around in the mud with Amren.
I think she'd
probably beat the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
I could be into that.
There's something that's attractive about that for sure.
Uh-huh.
There's also just this quiet confidence that she has that is, yes, very attractive. Like, yeah, I don't think has she ever been described like what she looks like other than I think she's short. Is she really short?
She's short. Yeah. No, I don't know. Well, okay, look, this is an SJM book we're reading, so she's
true. We can
obviously
just assume.
like fucking beautiful.
We can just assume. That's true.
But that's just how that goes.
Absolutely. She just has this air of authority and this quiet confidence that is attractive regardless of how she's portrayed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like basically, like she could and should
step on me
and would, yes, or make my head explode like a watermelon.
I mean,
like
I want Morgan
thighs.
to step on me, but that's a different issue.
You weren't super happy with Morgan last episode. Was the last
what
episode?
Did she do? I can't remember. Oh, it was just how they act.
It seems like
teenagers.
maybe she's like, well, yeah, they're acting like teenagers, but
and
like
they're
there's
1,000
also
years
some
old.
Kind of like maybe she's like kind of leading Azriel on or something like that.
I don't think I'm too mad at her about that. Like, I like Azriel, and I do think that's just generally a shitty thing to do, but I can forgive her for that. I'll fix her.
Okay, well, I'll fix Rhys. Okay.
No,
what
she's
a guy.
fine with that. I actually do really like Azriel. She should do that to him.
Azriel's cool. Hell yeah. Well, hey, we're back. We're talking
back.
ACOMAF, chapters 34 through 38. If this is your first time finding us, what the fuck are you doing jumping into the middle of the book?
That's a weird thing to do.
That is a super weird thing to do. We have, this is our first time undertaking the ACOTAR series, and we are now in book 2, as you can see in the middle of the book. Has that not been clear? Go listen to the other shit so you can figure out where we're at, what we're thinking. I have a couple plugs, a couple housekeeping things, and then I think we do this thing. So first off, we have some very special thank yous.
Hell yeah.
To give out to our very special patrons, Myth Creepers.
I always read them, so I'm excited to hear you read them.
We want to say thank you so much for your support and love and engagement and hanging out with us and dealing with whatever the fuck the last hour was. Because that was weird.
How did that possibly take an hour? We are yapping, my guy.
Yeah, bro. Fluent in Japanese, as they say.
True.
We want to say thank you so much to Allie, Andrea, Dom, Emma, Hannah, Jen, Jenna, Jordan, Kristen, Nathan, Nico, Sarah, Sydney, Terrence, and Chaz.
Hell yeah.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting the show. And if you're interested in supporting the show, just know that you would get access to our pre-show banter and discussions where we play games. We talk about what books and movies and shows and games and everything that we're doing in our super fun and just really enriched lives that Scott and I have. We talk all about that in that time.
Yeah.
We play some trivia and do a bunch of other fun shit. And most importantly, you guys are just helping support the show and gives us the opportunity to continue creating this kind of content for you guys. So do that if you will. That is at patreon.com/mythkeepers. You can also find all of our other links at our website, which is mythkeeperspod.com. We've got merch and all that fun stuff there. But without further ado, I think we're ready to talk about ACOMAF.
Oh,
ACOMAF.
Shit. Yeah, after 51 minutes of whatever we were doing, I forgot that's what we're here for.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Hey, I do want to shout this out on... Sorry, one last thing. Yeah. I want to shout this out on the actual podcast, not just on the Patreon. When Scotty and I are recording this is the day where, unfortunately, the very sad news of the passing of the great Dame Maggie Smith has released, and we just want to say R.I.P. to one of the absolute fucking legends, the GOAT, Professor McGonagall, and all of the other amazing, incredible roles that she's played. Huge part of my childhood, and I'm sure of many of yours as well. So just R.I.P. It's very sad news.
I think it's very easy to say that those movies are far from perfect, but her as Maggie, as Professor McGonagall, is basically a perfect portrayal of that character.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that it could have been done nearly as well by anybody else.
No,
it's
I don't think there's a chance.
So anyway, R.I.P. to one of the greats.
All right. Where we last left off at the end of chapter 33, they were on a boat pleasure cruise, and Feyre was doing her thing, flirting with our boy Grand Moff Tarkin. And she kind of was getting in with him, but then she saw Rhys hitting on... where did we land on the pronunciation? Crusader? Indiana Jones and the Last Crusader? Let's just call her Cress. That's where I think we landed. And she got all jealous and kind of just had then the rest of a miserable night.
Old Jelly Belly, man.
Old Jelly Belly. So that's where we start with chapter 34. Feyre is now thinking that maybe Rhys has just been flirting with her to keep her from breaking. And I just have to give that a big, come on, girl.
Come on.
Come on, Feyre.
Come on.
Come the fuck on. You know what? Listen, maybe I think I still forget how young Feyre is.
Yeah, do we know how old she's
like
book?
20 or something. 21 maybe?
You're probably right.
She's pretty young. I feel like she should know better, but maybe she doesn't. Maybe that's fair enough.
You're right. Maybe she doesn't.
I have a quote here from her. That was fine. Fair enough. We owed each other nothing beyond our promise to work and fight together. He could still be my friend, companion, whatever this thing was between us. His taking someone to his bed didn't change those things. It had just been a relief to think that for a moment he might have been as lonely as me. That is a little soul crushing.
That is a little soul crushing. Yeah. But also, like, Feyre, like, why are you getting so far ahead of yourself right here, bro?
Yeah, no, exactly.
He's fucking her, dude. He's totally just fucking the shit out of her.
She is jumping to conclusions big time.
Like, this is a man that has, like, some actual legitimate serious PTSD with what he went through with being Amarantha's whore. Like, and you're just like, nah, he's just out there fucking, dude.
Listen, when jealous...
The dude is a plow.
Yeah, my dude is farming. Listen, she gets jealous. She thinks about the fact that rather than feeling nothing, she's feeling something. And boy, when she gets jealous, she sure jumps to some conclusions, and she full sends on that jealousy. So
full sends.
I'm kind of here for it because again, at least she's feeling something.
Dude? Yes, that's so. We talked about this a little bit last episode, and I that this is one of my overarching notes here of this batch of chapters is that I like seeing Feyre just kind of like she's such a different character than she was in book one, and that is a sign of, like, honestly, of good writing.
Yes,
like despite growth. Some other things that we've very good character writing. Yes, obviously that specifically. And I'm just here for it, man. Like, I love, like, sitting down to read these chapters and thinking, like, how's our main character going to progress a little bit or change a little bit, because I feel like it's been pretty consistent, which has been nice.
Yeah, I feel like whatever other qualms and, problems I may have with these 1.5 books that we've read so far, like, I feel like the fact that your main character is so different and has changed and grown to an extent so much is just like, you can't ask for, a whole lot more than that. Like, that's something, So good on Sarah J. Maas for that one.
Right. For sure.
There's a bit here where we learn that I don't remember the other one's name. Do you remember the name of the two handmaids? There's Cara Dwyn and
Nuala.
Nuala. Cara Dwyn has to be Amren's attendant while they're here in the summer court, and I'm just like, that
fucking sucks, dude.
Yeah, I think the other Nuala literally says Keratin drew the short straw and has to be Amren's attendant, which is very funny. It was very
also, I like that there's like a little note here that Feyre has started practicing
Oh yeah,
like water stuff.
she's water bending. You can say it. I know what that
And
means.
I have in parentheses, make up some joke about water sports. So that's my joke.
Way to make up a joke. Well done.
Yeah, I never made the joke.
Way to fulfill the assignment, my guy. Instructions very unclear for you
It's the
there.
thought that counts, though, you know?
In this instance, I'm not sure that it is.
I'm sure our listeners agree with me. It's the thought.
I
that
can't
counts.
believe you jumped to a water sports joke. Isn't Avatar...
Wait, you can't believe that?
Well,
Do you
no,
know
I
who you're
can't.
talking to, you cunt?
No, you know what? My bad, honestly. But I
Yeah.
thought Avatar was like your favorite show ever.
I mean, I do really love Avatar, but no, it's not my favorite show ever.
So Feyre is now her jelly belly mode is going crazy. She is fully ignoring Rhys, and she is going hard on the Grand Moff. Like she is flirting with him up a storm. She is now trying to make.
Dude, I
Rhys
was
jealous.
so confused. I forgot that you were calling Tarquin Grand Moff Tarkin,
Well, I don't listen to your audio.
which this audience
So it's-
does not know who the fuck
People
Grand Moff
like,
Tarkin.
Oh, everyone loves Star Wars. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, but
I mean,
that's
not
kind
everyone,
of
but-
that's like an adjacent. That's like a. They like Star Wars in the sense that like they like Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Oh, okay. Quit. First of all, quit selling our listeners short. You
know
dick.
what? That's true. I'm being an asshole. I've had
You
a little
are.
bit too much tequila.
It's not Tarquin. I thought that was water. I should have known better. It is
No,
you. Boy,
you
I
think-
am.
you
I am
think
really
put water in a glass like this,
I am really misjudging you, just right and left.
dude.
tonight.
Am
What
I
is wrong
not
with
your
me?
best friend? You
Yeah,
fucking
well,
bitch?
apparently not. Listen, I called you out earlier. Now it's my turn, I guess. She asks so that they go to tour the vaults, and Feyre she is so slick. Not at all. She's like, so what's the most valuable thing in here? Ha 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 ha. And he asks her, thinking of stealing, are we? And she comes back with, wouldn't asking that question make me a lousy thief? Which classic avoidance tactic is to answer a question with a question.
Uh-huh.
She feels bad about what she's doing. Tarkin, though, smooth as butter, this guy. He says,
yeah, dude. He lays it on.
He does. He says, I'd say I'm looking at the most valuable thing in here. Feyre does not have to fake her blush. This girl.
I mean, I blushed a little bit too.
I
man,
blushed
when
a little bit when he said that. I was like, oh,
like, damn, dude,
Grand
this guy-
Moff.
This guy is like just so pleasant. You know?
He is.
By the way, I'm saying this now. Big fan of Tarquin.
Big fan of Tarkin. I mean, we
Tarquin.
were last week. Or
Yeah, but,
last episode. You know what I mean?
You're right. But still, I like it. I think he's a great addition to like the cast of.
I think he's
it's
a-
like so
yes.
different than anybody that like we're dealing with.
Well,
Like,
he's not really, because he's still very hot.
well, no, but like his character is very different.
Sure. I mean, relatively. Nah, I know
He's yeah. Okay. All right.
what happens
fuck
next.
you.
Go ahead. Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Fair enough, actually.
So Tarquin, he, I can't remember what, you probably have a little more notes here. I can't remember what exactly made him get to this point of this conversation, but I have notes, like some quotes here. So he tells Feyre, you were the first person who didn't laugh at the idea of breaking class barriers.
I think she admires a necklace or something, and he tells her to take it. And
Yes.
she's like,
He's trying to
"Wait,
give it to her."
seriously? And this is when he brings this up that, yeah. I had this quote too. It's very good.
Yeah, it is very good. And he trying to convince her to take it. He says it would suit you in the night court.
Mm-hmm.
She responds with, well, perhaps I'll stay here and help you revolutionize the world. And he is honest, and he's like, hey, look, I could use an ally in the North. She starts thinking, is that why he brought me? And he can tell. He responds with, you have nothing to fear from me, though you do have sway with Rhys, or with Rhys and he is notoriously difficult to, it is notoriously difficult to deal with him. And then he says, and I love this, like, I love that he can kind of see some of this.
Yeah.
Sometimes
He's an observant dude.
He is an observant dude. Like, you can tell that this dude is trying to be aware and
Yes.
learn in his position.
He also is really upfront with Feyre too.
Yes. He says, sometimes I think Rhys I think he might have been her whore to spare us from her full attention.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm supposed to look at you, and that he's made you into a pet, into a monster, but I see the kindness in you, and I think that reflects more in him than it does in you. I think it shows that you and he share many secrets, and she cuts him off. And
I'm sure that got you all excited and half chubbed up is the Rhys, the reflection of her being on Rhys.
Yes, because obviously, the joke here. Hey guys, just in case you didn't know, I really like Rhys, but I really like the honesty and like the purity that is coming from this conversation from Tarquin. I really like this guy. I think he's a good character.
I like him a lot, and we'll get to it here later, but I'm kind of sad at where we kind of now are with him. But yeah, we'll get to that because I like him a lot. He's very upfront and honest with Feyre. Like I said, he wants to be friends with Rhys. He wants to be allies. He recognizes that Feyre is kind and that she helped him out a lot. He asks her about Tamlin then, because he's like, listen, I forgive me if I'm being forward, but I'm not really. I'm still learning how to play these games of the court. I think that's why I also respect and like him.
Yes,
is that he kind of understands that he needs and has to play the games, but he's just kind of like not so much interested in that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, like it's interesting because like it's almost some of the good qualities of Ned going to King's Landing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ned was unfortunately kind of an idiot in the face of like actual danger for your loved ones, but the honesty and the honor, I think, behind it.
Yeah, I think more on the Jon end of the spectrum, where like
that's a good comparison.
There's honor in it, and he kind of recognizes that he has to play the games to an extent.
Yes.
But also he just wants to be kind of upfront and honest with people at the same time. That's like what he would prefer to default to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love Feyre's response here. He says, forgive me if I've been forward. I'm still learning how to play the games of these courts. And she hits him with, I hope that you never learn how to play the games of the court. Yeah. And I think that's also like such a position of growth from Feyre, because she's never been in this it feels almost like she's like talking to him as like, I'm in a position now to like show empathy and care for somebody and like give that this piece of advice or this like to protect, like it's almost like a sense of like she's trying to protect him from like what that would be. And like she's always been this person who's like just getting protected and like this like hasn't been able to like, I guess like, I don't know, like be strong in that way for like other people.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Like obviously not taking away from like what she did under the mountain. Obviously she was very strong for other people, but like since then she's been this kind of like just like broken version of herself, like trying to heal, and hasn't really gotten to take a stance like this. And I liked that. I like this interaction a lot.
No, for sure. I 100% agree with you. So yeah, he straight up asked her about Tam. He's like, is it true you left Tamlin because he locked you up in his house? She nods. Is it true you were saved from confinement by the Night Court? She nods again. And Tarquin tells her, the Spring Court is my southern neighbor. I have tenuous ties with them. But unless asked, I will not mention that you were here. And Feyre is again feeling pretty terrible about what she's having to do, how she's lying and manipulating him, and that she's going to have to steal from him. Which I think is an interesting conundrum for Feyre to be in. I will say, I don't know if that plot point fully got there and landed. because like once they start the heist, she like doesn't really think about that or consider that fact like at all. It's just like, oh, we got to do this, get this done.
Yeah.
I think there is a moment where she asks Rhys, and we'll probably get to this if my memory. I read these chapters a week ago. Also, bear in mind, for reasons. And yeah, I just don't know if maybe it's still coming, but I just don't know.
I fucking hate you.
Yeah, true. I don't know if this was as fully developed as I would have liked it to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it did leave a little bit to be. Okay, I'll give you credit here because like I read these chapters just like kind of going through the motions, and looking forward to the next thing. And I didn't feel that until you were saying this, but you're right. Like there is some unresolved things that are there that I think are really great about Feyre's character and their interactions so far that I would like to see revisited.
Right.
So I mean,
and it could still be coming.
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say, the end of this batch is not long after this whole thing happened, so there's still time for that. But yeah, it's a good call out.
He tells her that he also thinks, because this is what she had basically said to him the night before, that it would be easy to love her and easier to be her friend. He shows her all the tros, but she cannot feel the book in any of them. Later that night, Feyre tells Rhys that Tarkin wants an alliance with him, and they should just ask him for the book. Rhys is like, I wouldn't. I think this is perhaps Rhys's now jealousy clouding his judgment. Because Rhys comes back with like, oh, I wouldn't be too sure about your new lover boy. Cress says that he's very ambitious. Which is not the vibe I get at all from Tarkin. Maybe he's just very good at acting.
I mean, I would think that maybe he's a little impressionable because he's so young, and his court is his inner circle is probably a little ambitious.
Well, yes, but also maybe she means that he has the ambition to like kind of change things, like change the status quo.
It is very true,
which would be a very good ambition, if you ask me.
Yes.
Because I feel like a lot of times in stories, ambition is a very like dangerous and, it's like something to be wary of, like hungry for power. But that does not necessarily have to be the case.
You don't have to be a hungry hippo,
Yeah. Couldn't have said it better myself. I'm eating. That's what hungry hippos do.
Eating, dude. Eating.
Yeah. So when Rhys tells Cress this, Feyre kind of explodes all over him, but not in the way that he wants. Did she tell you that before, during, or after you took her to bed? Damn. Feyre's like, how many times did you bang her?
Yeah.
Rhys is very PO'd about this. He says, is that why you wouldn't look at me? Because you think I fucked her for information? Information or your own pleasure, I don't care. Guys, I think she cares.
Feyre,
I think she actually really does care.
Come on, girl. I like you too much for you to be dumb. Come on.
Now, see, listen, that was my knee-jerk reaction as well, but I actually think I like this from her. I think this is her being just a normal jealous girl. I think is fun and interesting for her character. Because she's
true.
So not that usually,
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's true. I don't think that we've really had the opportunity to see her. No,
that's
that.
True. That's fair.
And even when she was with Tamlin in book 1, she was kind of jealous and off put by like what she knew was going to happen during Calamine.
Oh, that's true. I forgot about Calamine.
I don't know. Maybe she is kind of like, hey, that's my man's, which is also totally fine. It's just, it is crazy how like she is constantly pushing back on Rhys's advances with her.
And now she's
And it's like, hey, we're here to conduct business. And like they had this whole conversation in our last batch of chapters about like, we're going to have to go into some like territories that might be a little questionable. He says, I don't want you to fuck him, but like if that's what you need to do.
Right. He did say that. He did say that.
There's this kind of like understanding, you know, like or at least I thought. And she's like,
well, listen.
Oh, he's fucking, dude. His dick is so wet right now. I am not okay with this.
They both said these things, but what they said and what their true feelings are
that's true.
Very far apart.
I really like, you're going to roll your eyes because I like everything with Rhys, but like, I really like his jealousy admission here.
No, yes. I actually did like this sequence a lot because he stands very close to her. And he says, jealous, Feyre. And I love how she comes back with the old, I'm rubber, you are glue. Basically come back. If I'm jealous, then you're jealous about Tarkin and his honey pouring, which is just like the most juvenile deflection ever, which is great. Love that. Do you think I particularly like having to flirt with a lonely female to get information about her high court, her high lord? Do you think I feel good about myself doing that? Do you think I enjoy doing it just so you have the space to ply Tarkin with your smiles and pretty eyes so we can get the book and go home? I didn't take her to bed. She wanted to, but I didn't. Of course she wanted to. This guy, I love how he throws that in like, yeah, of course she wanted to. Have you seen me?
Hey, she wanted to. She wanted to fuck.
Me. She wanted me. I mean, look at me. Come on.
I could have fucked her if I wanted to, dude. I could have fucked her. Come on,
but I didn't
guy.
So
you don't
much
say that to your girl.
That's him trying to subtle flex. But yes, Rhys admits that he heard her tell Tarkin that it would be easy to fall in love with him.
Oh, yes.
And that's what he's jealous of.
And she meant it.
Yes. It's not so much the I could fall in love with you aspect. It's the easy part that he's very jealous of.
He says, he's jealous because the summer court has it easy, that falling in love with him will never be easy for someone.
Right.
And then he says this about Tarquin. He says, he will never have to worry about someone walking away because the threat of their lives or their children's lives will always be there. So yes, I was jealous of him because it will always be easy for him. He will never have to look up at the night sky and wish. And I was like, aw, but what really set me off here that I loved, because like that was like a good line, and I really appreciated like his actual vulnerability and like this conversation here. Feyre pours them a drink, and I think this is a great interaction
because you like drinking.
Yeah. Yes. Feyre goes and pours them a drink, and she doesn't really give him reassurance. She doesn't like. It's not drawn out. I think this is good on SJM's part. I like the one-liner hit type of shit here. And she just says, to all the people who look at the stars and wish, Rhys. And he understands where she's at. And he responds with, to the stars who listen and the dreams that are answered. And I was like, that's a good line. And that's a good fucking scene. It's corny. But
it's a little corn.
It's corny, dude, but like I love that shit. Corn. I eat that shit up, dude.
It's just,
I am such like I'm so into the romanticy, like corny bullshit.
Yes, I know. I'm aware.
Fucking feed it to me, dude. Put that shit in what are one of those like
IV?
No, like you drink, you pour it in there, and you drink.
Yeah, very far from an IV.
Except instead of me drinking it, you put it in my asshole
like
and
a
pour
beer
that shit
funnel.
in, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just butt chug some fucking romanticy corn.
Butt chugging romanticy corn was not on my bingo card for sentences you would say tonight. That's yeah. I really like this scene until the ending. I feel like this was just a cop out for both of them. They don't actually like really resolve this problem that they have with each other right now. They just kind of like give a cheesy, corny one-liner, clink glass, and drink, and the chapter ends.
Oh, you gotta build it up, bro. They're edging.
I guess.
You gotta build it up, my dude.
See me when I'm gooning. I did like how Rhys specifically tells us that he spared Tarkin's life under the mountain because he'd heard about how he wanted to even out the playing field between high fae and lesser fairies. I've been trying to do that for years unsuccessfully, but I spared him for that alone, which I kind of already suspected, but it was good to get the confirmation of here. And that's the end of chapter 34. Anything else you had there?
No, solid chapter.
Yeah. So 35, Feyre is basically searching the city for don't really know what, the book, I guess. And she very conveniently spots a suspicious building. As I had to roll my eyes at this because it was just so like, that building looks suspicious. She literally just, she's scheming. She's scheming out there. She asks Tarkin about it, and she can tell that they're hiding something. She uses her Rhys powers to get into his mind by basically copying him, because she's kind of using, it seems like, Rhys's power and the power she has from all the lords in tandem to fool Tarkin's mind into thinking, no, I'm part of your mind. I'm Tarkin.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing of like why it was easy for her to get past Rhys's shield.
Right,
because
exactly.
The shield like recognized that Rhys's power was like
this idea was brought up before, which is, I think I'm fine with it. And she kind of uses her powers then to kind of settle his fears, like, because he's very suspicious of her when she asks him about this building. This is pretty messed up, but was my first thought. But she does acknowledge it right away. I'm like, Feyre, I don't know if this is okay. And I was like, if they just kind of sweep this under the rug, but thankfully they didn't. She kind of immediately acknowledges, hey, that's kind of fucked what I did to Tarkin.
Yeah. And
Rhys gives her a big whole, the ends justify the means speech.
Right.
And naturally. And she counters with, well, what about when you did that to me? When I think she was still in the Spring Court, right? Correct. And he's like, hey, that's different. I was worried about you.
Hey, that's different. I was checking on... What the fuck? What did he do it? Like,
I can't remember the exact circumstances. Like, she couldn't...
I mean, he was checking on her.
Right.
He
was checking in on her when she was locked in the house or whatever.
But anyway.
Yeah, he's like, I couldn't exactly stroll into the Spring Court, so he sent Morgan to stroll into the Spring Court instead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's kind of wild how fast...
this escalates quickly.
Her powers have...
Oh, that too.
Like... she has definitely spent some time in the hyperbolic time chamber, because this level up that has happened for her in the last 10 chapters has been insane. And it hasn't been a big gap of time either.
It doesn't feel like
it's probably a few weeks, maybe.
A few weeks, I would say, yeah. Listen,
it's pretty crazy.
When you're a reincarnation of some ancient deity that I'm still convinced Feyre is, or something along those lines. You know what I mean. Her name isn't Feyre for nothing. These things just come naturally to you, She's the chosen one. So yeah, they plan to go in the following night. Rhys will keep watch while Feyre and Amren go in. Rhys is like, I can fly, so obviously I'm the lookout. Tonight, they're going to track the guards and basically learn their patterns. And that's all I have for chapter 35. Did you have anything else?
Yeah, it's a pretty short chapter. That's really everything I had also.
All right, go ahead. Chapter 36.
36. Feyre continues to try and justify the heist. She's still feeling guilty with what they're about to do. Man, my notes... Scott, you picked a fucking shit chapter to hand this over.
Intentional, definitely.
So my next note, I don't know if anything. My next note, I don't know what the fuck happened between her feeling guilty, but my next note is we should have brought a shovel.
No, so I think that tracks.
Okay, all right.
Because let's see what I have here. I hoped they'd know that Tarquin would know that we'd done it for their sake. She's also trying to justify the heist because she thinks about how, given how quickly Tarquin and Cress had glanced at each other, guiding me away from that temple, I'd bet that they wouldn't have handed over that book. So she's still torn. Like, she kind of still just wants to ask him about it, but she's also like trying to justify, like, nah, they wouldn't have given it.
Right.
Maybe this new world of Tarquin's could only be built on trust, but he wouldn't get a chance to build it if it was all wiped away beneath the King of Hybern's armies. So yeah, she's really buying into Rhys's, the ends justify the means bit here.
Yeah. But like, there's also an element of like, this is what I signed up for. Like, this is why we're here.
No, for sure.
So
it just sucks.
She also has a little conviction as well.
Yes, she does, but it just sucks because of how much I like Tarquin, and I think the Summer Court could be phenomenal allies to the Night Court.
Yeah.
But now that's just straight down the shitter, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
So yeah, should have brought a shovel for sure. Feyre and Amren are digging through the muck, and they find a door. Feyre uses her Tarquin, hey, I'm Tarquin power, and also maybe a transforming power.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her hands just turn into man hands, and she...
Her hands turn into man hands. Yes. Yeah, this is Tamlin's power.
That's what she does when she wants... No, see, Tamlin turns into a beast.
Nah, but it's a shapeshift, I think.
Can he turn into other people?
I don't know. Surely he can. I'm just assuming.
Are you just assuming?
I am just assuming because there's a line, I don't have it here, I don't think, but there's specifically a line where she's like, I really tried not to think about whose power that was that I used to transform into man hands. Captain Man Hands over here. The door, when she touches it, is like,
where have I seen you?
He's your roommate, kid.
Where have I seen you?
Yeah, no, this is 100% Tamlin's power. As the power expert, you should know this.
See, that's why I'm confused. Tamlin just turns into a beast, right?
That's because that's a powerful form. I think he can just shapeshift. He's Mystique. I almost said Magneto, then I was like, that's not right.
Okay, well, fuck, I guess. I will amend my notes.
No, I'm to Magneto. I'm almost entirely positive it's got to be him because I'm sure she thought something to the effect of like, oh, whose power was that? I don't want to think about that at all. Fuck that. Anyway, I don't know what this quote is referencing.
Well, hold on. So once they get in, I really like that Amren guesses, like when she like feels the power in the room, she guesses that neither Tarquin or his predecessors have likely set foot in here. It's probably just too powerful of a place for them to like deal with.
It's also really gross in there. Like
it is super gross in there.
It's all muddy and stuff. Feyre, okay, I think I know what this is reference to. Feyre asks Amren, why covet the book? Wouldn't you want to... Oh, no. Why covet the book? Like, why would you want to keep it away from people, I guess is what she's asking. And Amren tells her, wouldn't you want to lock away an object of terrible power so no one could use it for evil or their own gain? Or perhaps they locked it away for their own bargaining chip if it ever became necessary. I have no idea why they, of all courts, was granted the half of the book in the first place. I've also wondered that. Why the Summer Court got half of the book and the humans have the other half, right?
I don't know, dude. Because plot points.
Because reasons. Amren is literally just the voice of us here. Like, why did they give it to the Summer Court? Amren also says her face goes pale here. I never saw the cauldron, but it must be terrible indeed if even a grain of its power feels like this. So is the book a part of the cauldron? I know we were big on the cauldron lore, but I'm confused.
I think it's just like to the same degree of power.
Okay.
Like it's not
What?
because the cauldron. You know what? I don't know.
No, go ahead.
I don't
no,
know
go
what
ahead.
the fuck I'm
No, I want to.
saying.
I
I don't know.
I want
I
to
don't
hear. Because
I
this
feel-
is the Book of Breathings, right? Our favorite name of something.
Yeah. The cauldron was made. Who made the cauldron? Who made the cauldrons?
I love how confidently you started that sentence, only to immediately bail. You were just like, the cauldron was made.
Well,
Who made
see.
the cauldron? Who the fuck did that? Whose man is this? Whose man's is the cauldron?
Hey, I have credit to give you.
Holy
Hold on.
shit.
So I happened to get a message
Oh my god.
while we're talking about this from our dear friend Hannah, a friend of the podcast.
What, right
And
now?
Yeah, literally right now.
Okay.
And I asked her.
What is the cauldron?
No, I asked her, can Tamlin shapeshift into anyone or just the beast form? And she said anything.
Told ya.
So I guess you're right. That's one Scott and a million to Zach because I win everything else all
Get
the time.
wrecked, buddy. Okay, so obviously we don't know jack shit about the cauldron or this Book of Breathings, but we'll put a
I
pin
feel like
on
we
that.
should.
I feel
a
like
little
we
bit.
should. Nah.
The Bone Carver
think
told us everything.
The Bone Carver, yeah, fuck that guy. I feel like the book was supposed to control the cauldron, right? Am I remembering that
the book was
correctly?
made to, yeah, well, like to control it and or to like control alt delete that shit if it got too like unhinged or like out of control.
Yeah. If the legs came off and shit started spilling out everywhere. Yeah, obviously we have a great understanding of
can I
the
tell
inner
you?
workings
Okay,
of
so
this lore.
Whenever I think of like the legs coming up, when I picture a cauldron,
Mm-hmm.
I picture like these tiny little like nubs as the legs.
Of course.
So it's just like, what? Why are these a plot device? This little fucking nub, dude.
This is
Just
the
a
greatest
little butt plug.
storytelling ever. Oh my god.
Do
No,
they
you're spot
vibrate at
on.
least or
They
heat
do.
up or
I
something?
mean, this is the cauldron we're talking about. They do all of the above, okay? You
Okay,
think
all
the
right.
cauldron would be equipped with non-vibrating, non-heatable legs? Come on.
You know
Come
what,
on, my
dude?
guy. Get your
My
head in the game.
mistake.
Yeah, get your head out of your ass, Zachary. So they get into an inner chamber, find the box with the book, and it's full on creepy talking to Feyre now, asking like, wait, hold on, where is it again? No, I'll get there.
When have I seen you?
He's your roommate, kid.
I'm your roommate.
That's what the book is asking her. It's asking her.
Salami.
Yeah, all of the above. She's like, hey, I'm Tarkin. I swear, Pinky swearsies. And she grabs the Bach, but the voice is like, liar. Bad liar, by the way. And slams the door shut on them. And that is the end of that chapter. Bum, bum, bum. They triggered, you triggered my trap card. Oh, I should have like Yugi on here. No, you do Yugi better than even the show.
No,
can.
I do the grandpa.
The grandpa. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yugi!
Nailed it. Perfect. I think the chamber is filling up with water, and Amren just punches the door open because Amren rules. The main door. So there's multiple doors apparently. I can't make sense of my notes here, but the main door closes. Her and Amren are beating on it. She grows talons at some
Wait,
point.
her and Amren are doing what you say?
You heard me.
I'm sorry. Say it again, Scott.
She's beating off with her talons.
Hell yeah, my guy.
When some water wraiths save them. Who could have seen this plot point coming back? I couldn't have. No, I think this is good. I like.
Wait, you thought this was good?
I mean, no, it was fine. it was fine in that it was obvious that was going to play a role, but it was properly set up, so I have no problem with it.
I just think it's wild that it's like out of fucking nowhere.
No, it's very out of nowhere.
They're so well. I guess they're not so far away.
No, they're like in the water.
No, I'm saying like.
The summer court and the spring court are right next to each other.
I don't know why I thought that they were farther away. Okay, I guess fuck me.
Get wrecked, buddy. So the water race is like, hey, our sister's debt is paid. They save them. They carry them way out into the bay. Get them out of there. So I was very concerned about this. When them getting trapped in this water room was happening, I was like, I was kind of under the impression Amren was more powerful than this. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? She can't beat off a door. You know what I'm saying?
Well, doesn't she say later that it was like kind of sapping her power?
Yes. So that's where they address this.
Okay.
Because Amren is super pissed at Rhys. She's like, where the hell were you? He's like, you two set off every damn trigger in the place. I was hunting down each guard who went to sound the alarm. He's playing Assassin's Creed over here. He's like, nobody, gotta stop that guy. Gotta stop that guy. He's like, I thought you had it covered. I had faith in you two. Amren tells him that place or that damned book nearly nullified my powers. We almost drowned. So this made me feel a little bit better because I was like, I feel like Amren has been.
She's definitely packing more than what she showed us.
She should have been able to beat that door off.
She's a grower, not a shower, for sure.
Not in this instance. She had drank too much. She just.
Dude, whiskey dick is a real thing, man.
I don't know why we're applying this metaphor to Amren. And also apparently it nullified their bond because Rhys's dumbass had no idea that they were drowning. His ass was clueless. Amren says it probably nullified that too, you stupid bastard. I fucking love Amren. Just reading him the riot act is so funny. And this is where the alarm sounds. This is like the comedic timing on this is pretty great because it's just like, wah, the alarm goes off. Jason Bourne starts running, and Rhys goes, I think I missed some guards.
It's like, probably.
Yeah. So they do the fishing and then they get out of there.
Did you talk about how the book talked to her?
Yeah. Remember
you said that?
I did the whole bit about where have I seen you before? The soundboard?
Oh yeah. That's what you're talking about?
Yeah, my bad. That joke obviously went over real well. Shit. What happens next?
Okay, so they piece the fuck out and they winnow back to what is it called? Valaris?
Yeah.
Dude, every time I'm going to say Valaris, I want to say Stellaris, that video game.
Oh, yeah,
Stellaris.
Sucks. Yeah. It doesn't suck. It's just
it's
too complicated
cool.
for us.
Yes. Yeah. No, so it sucks.
That is the game for someone that wants to only play Stellaris for the rest of their life. That is a complex ass game. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. I have run into that same thing sometimes.
So they get back, and wait, hold on.
Feyre tells them about why these water wraiths saved them.
More is like, hey, can somebody tell me what the fuck is happening here?
Small detail about that. They're like in the foyer.
The foyer.
Specifically, it says, can someone explain, please? More called from the room beyond. This is something, just a small little detail about Morgan's personality that I love. It's like, she wants to know what's happening, but she's also not interested enough to leave her comfy couch position. She's just like chilling and just like yelling for, hey, what's going on, guys? Like,
Somebody fucking fill me in, please.
Get in here and tell me what's happening. I'm comfy. Very funny. But yeah, Feyre explains, there was this tithe thingy or whatever. Tamlin was being a real dickhead, and I gave them money. And Amren thinks this is fucking hilarious.
She's like, of course you would. You're such a fucking human, dude. Of course you would.
You're such a normal ass human, bro.
You fucking common ass,
filthy common Feyre. Only an immortal with a mortal heart would have given one of those horrible beasts the money. Whatever luck you live by, girl, thank the Cauldron for it. This is a direct quote from something. What is this from? Oh, it's Lord of the Rings. It's Gimli. Whatever luck you live by, let's hope it lasts the night. Wait a.
Does he say that?
Yeah.
That sounds hot. Gimli said that?
He says it to Aragorn at Helm's Deep. He's like, well, laddie, whatever luck you live by, let's hope it lasts the night.
Well, I'll take your word for it, pal.
Wow, you don't remember Helm's Deep? Wow, what a filthy comment.
I don't.
Dude,
actually, speaking of Lord of the Rings...
Did you say I don't?
I said apparently I don't.
Oh, apparently. Okay.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, I watched the sickest fan edit cut of there's some very emotional song laid over it, and it's when in the extended edition of see, what would that be? That would be Two Towers. Mm-hmm. When Aragorn is talking with Gandalf the White. Mm-hmm. And he is explaining that Frodo's gone on alone, and Aragorn's like, well, he's not alone exactly. Sam's with him, and Gandalf turns to Aragorn and is like, oh, this is very good news, and it's just so wholesome and pure. And then it cuts to a compilation of Sam being quite literally the absolute best character in every fucking scene.
Yeah. True.
With this super sad emotional song laid over it, and I'm like, dude, I cannot deal with this tonight. I'm gonna fucking cry.
That's so good. I will never not.
Anyway, yeah, guys, this is not a Lord of the Rings podcast. I'm sorry, but I had to share that because it made me so emotional, dude.
But Sam's the best, and
Sam is the best.
I will always forgive you taking the time to call out Sam being the best, buddy.
All right, fuck yes. All right, so.
Yeah, go ahead.
Feyre talks to the book again.
Yeah, she chats it up.
So the book is like, hey, liar.
Hey.
Hello, liar.
Hey, what's up?
And
you gonna read me?
She's like, hello. Will you read me?
You gonna take it? You gonna read me?
You gonna take these pages?
You gonna take this spine?
Read these words?
Hell yeah.
So she's like, no, open. And it's like, say please.
No, open.
And so she says, please. And then it says, calls to like. And she's like, I don't have time for this. Open, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, unmade and made, made and unmade. That is the cycle. Like calls to like. Curse breaker. And then it unlocks. And I'm like, look, hey, I can subscribe to cryptic shit. I like that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. This is a weird interaction though. It to me did not read well. It was just hey, let me say some mystical shit just to say it.
Yeah,
literally just let me just sprinkle some weird shit and just open.
You're probably right.
There was nothing she needed to overcome. There wasn't a puzzle.
No,
there wasn't
just said open
password.
A bunch of times.
There was it was just ooh.
I kind of honestly respect it for that. And that there wasn't some magical riddle bullshit that she just says open enough times and just the book just is just a little bitch and just let me say my cryptic shit and be a creepy little fucking asshole. I'll get there eventually. I'll open for you if you ask me enough times, but I'm going to creep you out for a little bit first. I kind of respect it, honestly.
Okay, all right. Fine.
Here's your boy Cassian being a real badass. I never want to hear that voice again. What a fucking bitch. I can't stand this guy.
Dude, fuck off. Cassian's hot, man.
Nah, literally. If that's the only thing you can say about him, you are already lost. In the words of Obi-Wan.
He's just a dude, bro.
Then you are lost. Yeah, but he's not a cool... Nah. Oh, so this book is important to Amren, turns out.
Yes. More asks, what language is that?
Right.
And Amren looks scared.
Mm-hmm.
Her hands are shaking. And she says, "It is no language of this world." And Azriel's like,
Gandalf.
Okay, what the fuck is it then? Azriel says.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not reading the physical book, so I think this is how it was said. I don't know if you have this quote or if you wrote it down, but I think it's Lashon, Hakadesh.
Sounds very Dune. This sounds like something they would say in Dune. Yeah, Lishon Hakodesh. Yeah, Lishon Al-Gaib, exactly. Hakodesh Aib.
Yeah, dude. But it is the holy tongue.
Uh-huh.
Like from Kung Pao.
I forgot about tonguey.
Fucking tonguey. I think
nipples look like milk now.
Face to foot style.
We trained him wrong, but on purpose, as a joke.
Dude, we need some Kung Pao sound bites in our fucking board.
Hell yeah. Say less, my guy. I will try to remember.
And chorizo, nacho burrito.
So good.
That movie's
So
fucked, dude.
Incredible.
Okay, sorry. So Rhys, God, okay, I rolled my eyes here.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, ooh, what is this mystical language? And they're like, oh, it's some scary shit. Like, oh, it's the holy tongue. And Rhys is like, yeah, I knew.
100%. Oh yeah, I knew that.
Fuck off,
I had
Rhys.
heard a rumor, you guys. I totally. This is so that guy at the party, the one-upsman guy. It was like,
Yes.
oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Wait,
oh
so
yeah,
you
I know
mean
about that.
You?
Fuck off, first of all.
You are totally a
I am
one-upper,
not.
you cunt.
I can be sometimes.
Um,
Hey, that's cool, but remember when I knew already that this was the holy tongue?
So he goes, I heard a legend that it was written in a tongue of mighty beings who feared the cauldron's power and made the book to combat it. Mighty beings who were here and then vanished. You are the only one that can encode it, he says to Amren. Moore says, Rhys, don't play those types of games. And Rhys says, I thought, too, that the book might contain the spell to free you and send you home, if they were the ones who wrote it in the first place. Yeah, so this is very important to Amren.
Yeah.
He
He also tells her, I did not tell you my suspicions because I did not want to get your hopes up.
Yeah,
I knew. I just didn't want to tell
dude,
you.
Okay, so my note here that's not just a quote from the book is this whole thing about Rhys just like hiding shit. It's okay when Dumbledaddy does it because he's fucking Dumbledore.
How convenient.
But when Rhys-Ann does it, it is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
Like
there's
it
a
is
lot.
annoying.
I like Rhys, but there's a lot that he does that annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And this is like one of them.
I mean, he makes up for it in hotness, though.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So.
Yeah, so Amren tells them I need the other piece before I can begin decoding it. Hopefully our request to the Mortal Queens will be answered soon. And hopefully the next encounter will go better than this one. And then Amren thanks him. Then they have this seemed very strange. They have this weird side conversation about Jurian. It's almost like Sarah J. Maas is trying to remind us. Hey, remember Jurian? Remember how he's a thing too?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, hey, he's the villain.
hey, yeah, Jurian is
Just
important.
in case y'all forgot.
Remember Jurian. That's the piece that doesn't fit, Asriel says. Why resurrect him in the first place? And how does the king keep him bound? What does the king have over Jurian to keep him loyal? Okay, see, I think I was okay with it the first time he does it. It's the fact that Rhys does what you were talking about like 3 times in this same conversation.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'd been considering that actually. Yeah, I was thinking about that actually.
It honestly reminds me of an episode of Naruto. Like when they're like analyzing each other's like moves or whatever. Like, oh, I thought you might use
I thought you might think that I thought that you thought that I would think that you thought. Yeah, no, definitely. Rhys says Jurian was obsessive in his pursuits of things. He died with many of those goals left unfinished. And so I was trying to remember, because Morgan says here, if he suspects Miriam is alive, was Miriam his love that he betrayed? No, I thought that was Clithia.
No, oh, yeah,
the name we loved so much.
That
Who
was
Miriam?
Clitoris.
It wasn't just straight up Clitoris.
No, I know. Miriam is the other human that was given she was made immortal.
Oh. Wait. We know her name?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they named her. That like when was it the Bone Carver, or maybe it was just the Inner Circle? They were talking about how
the other
only
person
one other
liked
person.
Feyre.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that was Miriam, but they hadn't heard from her in a long time.
Okay,
I bet she's going to be tied to like the human, like the queens or something like that.
This makes way more sense because I was like, why would he care if Clithia is still alive? Because I was thinking, I was confused, and I didn't remember the Clithia name. I was just like, wasn't that his love? Okay, that makes more sense, but I still don't remember enough about Miriam to remember where this is going. Wait, no, because Rhys says, who better to raise his former lover than a king with a cauldron able to resurrect the dead? So he is talking about his former lover, which I feel very confident was Clitoris. Why are they talking about Miriam now?
I have no idea, dude. I don't know.
So confused. Would Jurian ally with Hybern just because he thinks Miriam is dead and wants her back? He'd do it to get revenge on Drakon for winning her heart. Who the fuck is Drakon? She's straight up making shit up now. She's just Drakon has not been mentioned once.
It's like okay,
my hat if Drakon has been mentioned.
Sarah J. Maas writes one super easy to read fantasy book, and she's like, nah, I'm gonna start making this high fantasy shit where like or epic fantasy where I'm just gonna start naming shit and you're just gonna have to figure it out.
I don't think it's so much that. It's just like we get these giant lore dumps once every like 20 chapters, which for us is like once every half a year. So these things were probably talked about. I just cannot remember. But I'm very confused at the Miriam Clithia thing and now Drakon just in the mix out of nowhere. And again, it's like, hey, remember Jurian's a thing. Don't forget about him, you guys. That was all I had for 37. Did you have anything else?
No, just that the chapter ends with "to the dreams that are answered," the quote that I liked because I'm a cornball.
Yeah, because you're fucking corn.
Corn.
Right. Final chapter.
38.
Here.
Okay, I really enjoyed this chapter. Like, I really liked the interactions here. There's one major issue I took.
It just made me sad. Because
it was
of
sad.
The repercussions of their actions.
But see, that's like
not sad, just disappointed.
But that's the kind of shit that like I enjoy.
No, it's true. It's like good from a storytelling perspective, I suppose.
Yes. And I really like the character interactions between our couple.
I think that aspect of it is very good. You are correct.
Okay, so Rhys and Feyre are talking.
Mm-hmm.
He like has her come to his not to his room. Where are
No,
they?
they're up on the roof. She
Okay.
goes up just to chill, and he's up there already drunk off his ass.
Being
or
a fucking
something.
cool guy on the
Being
roof.
being a sad boy. He's not being a cool guy. He's being a sad boy.
Well,
he's being
no,
a little
but,
emo
like,
boy.
Yeah, but like he's been like that mysterious, like, oh, I'm already up here on the roof, just like being sad, looking over the city. You know?
You will give him the fucking benefit of the doubt on anything. This is the most emo sad boy we've ever seen him. Just call it like it is.
Excuse me.
He is up there listening to fucking. Why can I never think of a good emo band when I do
Because
this?
you don't listen to good emo
I
music,
don't.
bitch.
30 Seconds to Mars. Are they
No, no, dude.
My Chemical Romance. That's who I
Oh, okay, good.
meant. Zach has a straight up. Zach has a straight up strong on the
Pull out some
podcast.
Armor for Sleep or something, not fucking 30 Seconds to Mars.
What the fuck did you just say to me? My Chemical Romance. That's who I meant.
What the fuck, Salami?
What the fuck, salami?
What the fuck, salami?
All right, go ahead with your Rhys sad boy.
Yeah, so Rhys was thinking that Tarkin did want to be his friend. He's a little fucked up about like how they left the situation. And he's like, yeah, man, like I think he did actually want to be allies. It hurts me and makes me upset that like we had to do things the way that we did and like it was left so messy.
Mhm.
He admits that he made the mistake of knocking out the people rather than like
fucking with
obliviating
their
them.
minds. Yeah,
Yeah, and like changing their memories.
Obliviating them. I can't stand you.
So he shows Feyre the box that has just recently arrived from the Summer Court.
Real quick, there's a
Oh, sure.
specific quote he says here. Ambition or no, he did truly want an alliance, maybe even friendship. No other High Lords have either bothered or dared, but I think Tarkin wanted to be my friend. I'm like, yeah, that sucks, dude.
It does suck, dude. Like, and honestly, it makes me like that Rhys is sad that he wasn't able to have that because
yes, a moment of clarity for him.
But also, like, it really just like increases the stock I have in Tarkin. I like him.
Yes,
a lot. Dude,
for
he's
sure.
so good.
Yes, which is why I'm sad about what happens here.
Yeah, I think that they'll figure it out.
I hope so. Because I do genuinely love Tarkin.
So he shows her what's in the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Man, are we dating ourselves? We totally are, huh?
Yes.
That's such an old skit.
No, come on. Everyone's seen Seven, right? Or How I Met Your Mother when Robin does that.
Or that SNL skit, the song with Justin Timberlake and
Oh, that's Dick in a Box.
oh, that is Dick in a, you're right,
You
that is Dick in a Box.
dumbass.
Anyway, so inside, God damn it, dude, let me finish this thought, Scott.
I will not. I refuse. Absolutely not.
In this box, there are. And then you do the longest fucking
That
sound.
was intentional. That was deliberate. It was deliberate.
It was deliberate. There's 3 blood rubies in the fucking box. Okay, stop it.
Now you can see me reaching for the soundboard. What's in the box, Zach? What's
I
in the
fucking
box?
hate it here, dude.
Yeah, true. Go ahead,
Okay.
buddy.
There's 3 blood rubies in this box, which is a sign of basically fuck you.
A
and
very
and you're on the
expensive
list.
way to say go fuck yourself, by the way.
Yeah, they're like, hey, we're fucking rich.
True. It is
And
a
we're
big
gonna kill
flex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's how we're going to tell you we're going to kill you by making you rich, sending you huge rubies.
And Feyre is like, oh, that's one for each of us then, huh? So that's me, you, and Amren, and they want to kill us.
Yeah.
And then she has the idea that like now is the time to flirt.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
She's using Rhys's tactic. She thinks about how Rhys flirted with her when she was down in the dumps and
and she
you know,
just thinks about how much she
depressed.
loved that, huh?
well, I I think there's part of her that realized it did help. Like, for better or for worse, how much or how little, it was at least somewhat effective. So she's going to try and do it back to him,
Sure.
Rhys tells her these type of feuds can last for centuries, but he'll gladly pay the price if it stops this war. Again, it's all about the ends justifying the means for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He also mentions he's not sure how to tell Amren because her response might be to just go wipe that city off the map. Oh, you put a price on my head? Now your city's gone. What the fuck now? Which I just love, again, just getting Amren over. I will always be here for it.
So they go back and forth about, like, Feyre saying some shit about him not telling her that she's attractive or something.
I thought you said you liked this part. Your tone does not say you like this part.
Not this specific part.
Okay.
This part I actually found not the best.
Just her flirting with him?
You know what? I think, like, if I'm actually being, like, critical here, like processing my knee-jerk thoughts here, we in moments where there's, like, heavy like character, like, trauma, or like they're dealing with big emotions, it is always his, I mean, you said it yourself, like, it is always his, like, reaction to, like, hey, let's go to being cheeky a little bit sometimes.
It's like a defense mechanism, probably.
And I was very excited that, like, he was in this, like, space where we were going to get to see, like, more vulnerability. Like, we got a little bit from the last chapter when he admits his jealousy.
Sure.
Like, I like the idea of, like, kind of pulling down those walls a little bit. And I felt edged by Feyre being like, no, we're just going to keep the flirt thing going. So I was like, okay, all right, fine. I love these two, and I love to see them flirt. So, like,
I'm
it is
very
fun.
Confused.
But I don't know. I guess I wanted more deep. I wanted Rhys deeper, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now I see. You wanted to get Rhys deep inside you, and you got just saucy foreplay instead.
Pretty much. Yes.
Did I get that
sauceless foreplay?
Sauceless foreplay. There are some good lines in here.
Tell us what those good lines are, Scotty.
Feyre hits him with maybe you should have slept with Cressidia after all, so you could both be sad and lonely together. I thought that was pretty funny. He's like, oh, so you're entitled to have as many bad days as you want, but I can't get a few hours. And
that is pretty good.
That's pretty good. She's like, oh, take however long you want. I was going to go shop for some lacy unmentionables. So fuck you. And when he doesn't respond to that, she goes further. She's like, maybe I'll send a few of those panties and bras to Tarkin, with an offer to wear them for him if he forgives us. Feyre, you really think highly of yourself here. I love it.
And that's what he says to her.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're mighty sure of yourself then, huh? Or whatever, in his own words, obviously.
Yeah. Someone thinks mighty highly of herself. Yeah, that's what he says. Why wouldn't I? You seem to have difficulty not staring at me day and night. He's like, am I supposed to deny that I find you attractive? And they go back and forth for a minute, and finally she's just like, well, maybe you should do a better job of it. Yes, you flirt with me a bunch. Maybe I just think you're shit at it. Maybe just do better is what I'm trying to say.
Just do better, bro. Read a book about how to talk to women, my guy.
How to talk to women for dummies. So then I think Azriel shows up.
Yeah.
At this point, and she leaves.
This is good. This is funny.
This is very funny. She has a full-on vision scenario of them just absolutely getting after it in the lingerie shop, like literally telling the staff of the lingerie shop, leave now because we're gonna fuck. which is so funny to me.
Lock the doors.
Lock the doors
The
behind
tab will be
you.
paid on the counter.
Yes.
Get the fuck out.
We'll turn off the lights when we're done, which will be a while. We're about to rip this place apart with crazy monkey sex. And then she realizes this whole time this vision is Rhys sending it to her.
Yeah, but she's into it. She's like, oh man, and then this, and then
course
that, and
she's
then this,
into
and
it.
then that, and like god damn. And I walk up to he's sitting down, and he like tells me to come here, and I walk up to him, and I stand between his legs,
And I do a little strip tease. And
man,
she's so into it.
it's
These two just need to get it over with already.
Do you think? Okay, they fuck in this book, right?
I will be very upset if they do not.
Yeah,
Like
for
this,
sure.
the point where they're, because before it's all been just like kind of just harmless flirting, so to speak. This is like next level.
Okay, we're here.
Yes, compounded with all the jealousy.
Where
that
art thou? Why not uponeth me?
Exactly.
Yes.
As a cut for the patrons. Yes, like with them admitting basically full on that they're jealous of each other too. Like, come on, they're too. Stop the gooning and just do it already. That's my platform. You love gooning. I'm like, stop the gooning.
You're
Stop
like,
the
God damn it, I
gooning
want to
and just
come.
do it. Yeah, just let me come. That's my platform. Oh shit. So she's eating with Morrigan, and Morrigan finally asks why Feyre is pissed every time Rhys's name comes up. And Feyre tells her about the vision that he gave her. And Morrigan laughed until wine came out of her nose, which is great. Morrigan says she should be proud. When Rhys was prepared to brood, it took nothing short of a miracle to get him out of it. So, Zachary, her tactic was effective.
It was effective. Okay, so this is actually my biggest gripe of this batch of chapters, Scott.
Okay.
Is that we get some fucking line about how they spent hours hanging out, talking about where Moore's been and like just shooting the shit. And we do not get to experience that conversation.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
I like legitimately, I was like, we have been begging for more Feyre and Morrigan scenes.
Sarah J. Maas just does not. She's not interested in female friendships. Only
I'm
hot, sweaty
so sad.
Female friendships are dead. Hot, sweaty man bodies is all she cares about. But yes, you're right. I would have loved to have seen that as well.
Yeah, in all caps, why the fuck don't we get to read about this late night convo with Morrigan about all the great and terrible places she's seen? This is a problem.
Yeah, that sounds sick. I would have. Yeah.
Anyway, okay, we do get a legitimately very good scene. I really enjoy the ending of this chapter.
Okay, this is what you really liked.
I liked this quite a bit.
Okay.
So before bed, or while she's asleep, she notices this like darkness, which is she notices to be like Rhys's like darkness, like shadow power things, slipping through the cracks and like under the doors and like starting to like kind of like just like creep throughout the house. So she's worried about it. She follows it and she feels, or she makes notice that there's a thread that she can feel between the two of them, which is their connection, and follows it to his room. And she's like walking into like actual darkness. Like she can't see anything. Like it is just.
And it's like powerful. It's like a storm. It's like shaking the whole house.
Yes. Like it's making the house shudder. And she quickly realizes like this, like there's something the matter. So she begins looking for him in his room, trying to like wade through this darkness. And she does find his body. She has to feel around for it. Yes.
I wanted to make a really stupid joke.
Oh my God. Well, go on then. Share with the class, Scott.
So bad.
Share with, yeah, okay, well, you fucking did this yourself. You did this yourself.
It made me laugh so
I hate you so much.
Okay, I'll do. Say you're thinking about something about her having to wade through the darkness.
She wades through the darkness and
she does. Oh shit! Well, you got to pause in between.
Oh, okay. She wades through the darkness.
Now I'm laughing. Okay. One more time.
We're so good at podcasting.
We're so good at this. One more time. Give me the setup.
So she's looking for him, and she wades through the darkness.
And she doesn't even have her galoshes.
What? Dude.
I told you it was very stupid. That was like an intrusive thought that just popped into my head that I couldn't. That made me laugh so.
Oh my god, I cannot stand you.
Oh my
Scott.
God. Oh yeah.
So she finds him. She feels around and finds his body. She tries to slap him.
Hell yeah.
Get him to wake up. She's calling out to him.
Slap and tickle. He'll wake right up.
I mean, sign my ass up. And then he like reacts to this, and he like turns and like flips her, pins her down.
Oh yeah, sign me up for sure.
Yeah, sign me up for that part too. And she has this kind of like interesting struggle with him. Like she's like, you know, hey, it's me, it's Feyre.
Mm-hmm.
But as the darkness is like putting pressure on her coming from him, she begins to use her own power to like kind of push back and like
calm it.
Like gently calm it. It's kind of a cool, like, I thought that this was cool imagery. Like this is a brand of like magic use that I've just not really seen in fantasy. I just thought it was cool.
You're right,
so
though. Like, she has been in the hyperbolic time chamber with how fast her powers are progressing.
Yes, yeah, for sure. So she's using this darkness power to like push against it, try and calm it, let him know that it's her, telling him, hey, it was a dream. It was a dream. I'm Feyre. You were dreaming. She tries to comfort him, and finally his darkness fades away. And she realizes that he is naked.
Hell yeah.
She realizes, why do you have a third limb hanging over me?
My man is a tripod.
Yeah.
Actually, does she even see it though?
She says that she's trying not to look, but then she's like, I betrayed myself and I looked, but
it was covered.
She couldn't help but actually be drawn to the tattoos that are on his knees.
Oh yeah, his knee tattoos are very sexy apparently.
Yeah, so he's got a towering mountain crowned by 3 stars that is like on both of his. I'm assuming that it's like on his like lower thigh, like above his knee
specifically. They tattoo in weird places when you're a fairy, bro. Come on, come on. How do you not know this?
You know, I should know this actually. So she begins to try and calm him. She asks him like how often. Oh, actually, he says, "I'm sorry that you had to deal with that."
Right. This is why he does not live in the House of Wind with the others. Yes. By the way.
Yes, because he doesn't want them to have to deal with it, and he's like, "I'm sorry that you had to deal with it."
I also guess I didn't realize that the others lived in the House of Wind. I thought that was just like their meeting place. But
yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I just kind of accepted what he said, but no, I don't know that it's been explicitly said. But anyway, she asks him, how often does this happen? And he admits, basically as often as you and your nightmares.
Mm-hmm. He usually keeps them contained, though.
Yes. And she asks if he would like to talk about it, and he does not. He says some things are better left unsaid, even to you. And I really like this from her. She says, well, when you're ready, and if you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. And gives him a kiss on the cheek.
I think it's pretty telling that he doesn't even want to tell her what happened under the mountain. Like,
yeah,
that's like, because I feel like he's already told her quite a bit about what happened. So there must be more that's just very dark shit that he went through.
Yeah. She does notice that, or like she does have some like inner dialogue that like the kiss and like the comfort was a little short-lived, but she's like, I needed to do it basically because every time that I've had this experience when I was alone, this is what I would have wanted from somebody.
Right.
I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but like this is what she would have wanted somebody to do for her, is just be there and let her know that she's there.
Infamously, when her and Tam were having like night terrors, they ignored each other.
And just fucked.
Yes. So
instead,
I think her realizing that just being there is, then she does immediately leave, which is, yeah, whatever. She offered. I guess that's fine. Then her magic painting powers continue to come back, Zachary. I hope you noticed this.
I did notice this. Yeah. So as she's leaving the room, she looks at him and he's still like kind of kneeling, his wings out, naked.
Yes, thank you. We know.
Hot ass naked body.
Sweaty, I'm sure.
Probably. And she captures this kind of like mental image of him. And she even like, I think she like names it essentially a dark and fallen prince.
Yeah. So edgy, bro.
So edgy.
So edgy.
Yeah. And my note is like, okay, she's definitely going to paint this. She's going to start painting again.
And she's going to have magic painting powers, bro.
She might still.
And that's the end of the chapter.
That's the end of the chapter. Scott, this was a surprisingly like consistently good batch of chapters. I feel like I think we just happened to like get a good chunk. Like,
yeah, I enjoyed this section. Like, not to say I had no problems with it, but I feel like we talked about most of those.
Yeah.
For moving forward, I can only assume that the summer court is now going to team up with the spring court. Because
I mean, I think they've got to like make
war.
reparations first, but
what? Say again?
They've got to like make good with each other first, but
who? The summer court and the spring court are fine.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you. I misunderstood you. Yes, you're probably right.
Because before, Tarkin was like, I got your back. I'm not telling the spring court you're here. And there was a lot of talk of possible war, the spring court going to war to get her back. Now the summer court is super pissed at them. And I feel like they have an easy bake ally in their neighbors to the south. So that's bad. I love Tarkin. I don't want him to be with that shit-heel Tamlin, but I feel like that's just going to happen. I hope this relationship can be repaired. It sucks how this turned out. Because I did appreciate the like self-introspection from Rhys of like, yeah, I messed up. I fucked up big time. Like, I liked Tarkin. I think he genuinely wanted to be my friend and ally. I should have done this differently. I should have done this better. That's good for him as a character. It still just sucks because now they're just in a bad way. And I'm just like, I want to be more. I'm mad at Rhys about like, yeah, why did you fuck this up? He wanted to be your friend, but when someone is acknowledging it, admitting it, yes, I did fuck up. I can't be mad. You know, it's hard to be mad at them.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
And like it moves the needle from a character's like perspective, but also like I want them to have that relationship to be able to interact with that throughout the rest of the book. And it sucks that his mess up deprives us of that as well.
Well, also, like I think I've said before, I think Rhys is trying way too hard to play this like solo dolo one-man army type game. Like if he wants to if his goal is truly to defeat Hybern, then he needs to stop all the secretive bullshit to an extent. Like he needs to be open and honest and get some allies on his side, because this like I'll do it all myself. Secrets, you know, I'm not going to tell anyone nothing about nothing, and this is all my plans. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that just never works out for people in those situations.
Yeah, and aside from it like working out or not, it's also like it's just so edgelord coded.
Yes,
Like
yes,
it's
100%.
Like
So true,
dude,
so brave and true of you to say that.
it's so, like look, okay, don't get me wrong. Like there are times when it's like oh, like this person was actually scheming or plotting X, Y, or Z the whole time,
Right.
and that's fine. Like, but my boy Rhys is like dropping breadcrumbs every other chapter of like, oh, I actually knew this and intended this all along. And it's like, all right, dude, like, stop, please. Like, just stop being this fucking conspicuous ass. Like,
you know what it is? It's like, it's this weird dichotomy of character. Like, Rhys is trying to be Littlefinger when he's actually like John at heart. Like, who he really is like super sweet, nice guy, but he's like trying to be this like, oh no, everyone thinks I'm a monster and I'm totally cool and fine with that. Like, that's how I protect my people. You're right. It's just like, dude, at some point you gotta let that whole thing go and you gotta start making some allies, my dude.
Yeah, I agree.
So I don't know where it goes from here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think okay, I feel like so far like this book has been just like phone is like shaking. Has been like chunks of like these little like heists or missions or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like now we're finally going to get more of like, I mean, it's still going to be a heist mission thing, but like
the human side.
They're probably going to do the human stuff now, right?
You're probably right.
Or hopefully, I would love this because we've been needing this. Spring Court gets involved in some way, shape, or form.
So that's my question. Do you think we resolve that first, or is that like maybe the last thing that happens in this book?
I feel like it's okay either way, and I wouldn't judge Feyre either way, but I feel like there needs to be like a final like closure interaction before she feels like fully free of like letting herself go into this like love, like true love with Rhys.
Don't you feel like that's kind of what she did with the letter, though? Wasn't that kind of her attempt at that?
Well, yeah, but I mean, do you ever get full closure without having somebody like
face to face
have that conversation with you?
I don't know. I don't know if that's how good that would be for her.
Like,
honestly,
I don't think that needs to happen before she's like physical with him. I think that there is still a part that like there needs to be an understanding of like, hey, you know that I loved you, I know that you loved me, but like that's just not where we're at.
We're just
and
not
like,
right.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe that's just me being a fucking bitch ass romantic fuckhole.
What is that good bad chem between them?
Yeah, bed chem. Come on, man.
Isn't that what I said? Good bad chem.
Bed chem.
Oh, I thought it was good bad chem. Was it bed the whole time? Was I misreading it the entire time?
Yes, bad chemistry, bitch.
God, jeez, yeah, that's on me. Anyway, it's time for Who Be Courting.
Oh my god, I hate you so much.
That's why I said I thought it was like bad romance because bad chem. You know what? That's on you for not correcting.
You
me
couldn't.
When I mean. I
Never
don't
mind.
have eyes. I can't read, obviously. All right. For last, no one that's not on the Patreon has any fucking clue what we're talking about.
Yeah, if you guys want to watch this old fuckhole react to the amazing Sabrina Carpenter's Bed
old
Chem.
Fuckhole. That hurts. Words are hurtful.
Consider subscribing to the Patreon because we did a cheeky little song
He's doing some dope shit right now, dude.
We are doing some dope shit right now. We did our little song minute thing where each of us shared a song with each other, and I made Scott listen to Bedcam because I love that fucking song.
True. And I still think it's bad Kim. All right. Last we left off, Feyre was number 1. Rhys was number 2. Really? Tarkin was 3. Amren was 4. And Cashin was 5. I can't believe I let you talk me into putting Tarkin that low, first of all. Okay. Feyre probably stays at 1. What do you think? I don't know. Where's your head at? I really like Tarkin, and I would like to see him higher, to be honest. But I didn't dislike Feyre or Rhys this section.
Yeah, I think
Well, I can tell you what we're absolutely doing. Let me just go ahead and delete that fucker straight off the planet. Could Death Star laser him from existence. That was Cashin for the audio listeners. Get his ass off this list.
You know, this. Man, I kind of feel like this list stays how it is. If I'm being totally honest with you, dude.
Kind of am feeling that might be where we end up.
I really enjoyed Feyre this batch. Like this is the most I have felt like attached to her as the main character.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm enjoying her like quite a bit. She's just had really good moments of growth and like perspective. For me, Feyre was definitely the most interesting this batch of chapters.
I'm really racking my brain and trying to figure out who is going to be our 5th person. Because I think Tarkin,
Morrigan,
Amren,
right?
Rhys, and Feyre are for sure locks.
I mean, they're the main ones in...
Yeah. Oh,
the book.
Shit. No, I forgot. You know who it is? Dracon. It's obvious.
Oh,
Dracon.
fucking Dracon, dude, or fucking Miriam.
It's obviously Dracon or Miriam.
Hey, maybe it's Caradwin for having to fucking
I was say
dress
cheeky
Amren.
Caradwin for having to dress Amren.
That's
not
funny.
bad. That's not bad.
You can't spell Caradwin, so we won't do that to you.
No, I can do it. I'll try. What? Cressedia?
Crusada.
Yeah. You think her, maybe? No, she didn't do nothing.
She didn't do a fucking goddamn thing.
No, the book that
I think it's Morrigan.
talks to Feyre. I don't know, Morrigan. I love Morrigan, but she was barely
She's
present.
the only other one that's like has any interaction.
Yeah, but you actively had a problem with Morrigan, not Morrigan.
No, I had
herself,
a problem with
but,
Sarah J.
Right,
Maas.
that's what I'm saying. Not giving us more Morrigan. I honestly kind of want to put the book on here at 5. The cheeky talking book.
Liar.
I love your book impression.
Say please.
It's not at all what I was imagining. It's so ridiculous. What about Rhys's third limb? Third limb? Everyone has 4 limbs. What am I saying?
Number 5 is
third leg.
Rhys's darkness.
Darkness.
The darkness.
You remember when you're
fallen
fighting
prince?
When you're fighting Hades in Hades, and he says darkness when he uses that one power. It's pretty cool.
That's such a your brain. How does your brain do these things?
I don't know.
Fuck. Oh, maybe it's the water wraith.
Oh yeah, word, the water wraith.
Is there even a 5th character?
I kind of really want to do the book.
Okay, do the book then.
Straight up
bitch. I don't
honest.
care.
Okay.
If anybody is the cheeky book.
It was a cheeky book.
Oh
shit.
That TCB, bro.
How?
Production extraordinaire over here.
Yeah. Why is the Y upside down? Do you see that?
Nah, I can't see it, bro.
It's also way too big for... Yeah, well, it's going to have to just be fine. There we go. So do the rest of them stay where they were at? Amren at 4, Tarkin at 3, Rhys at 2, and Feyre at 1? I really want to move Tarkin up.
I was going to say the only one I can consider moving is Tarkin and Rhys, but like this is one of the batches that I've liked Rhys the most.
Okay, compromise.
So it's hard to do that.
We put Tarkin ahead of Rhys and Feyre.
I mean, I don't hate that too much.
I mean, I don't hate that. You know what I love about Tarkin?
He's got the heart of a champion.
Yeah, that settles it.
So
Tarkin's
good.
at one.
Okay, fine. I'm okay with that.
Tarkin's at one. And we'll just slide everyone else down one.
Tarkin is like really a good character. Like
He
I
is.
just like everything about this guy. Also, we didn't talk about this, but despite him being such a chill and nice dude, I like that he's also like down to stand on business too.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, you guys fucked me up. Like, all right, I'm sending these fucking blood rubies. Like, you guys are dead. Like, we're gonna hunt your asses now.
True. How much of that do you think that's just straight from him, or is that like his advisors being like, no, you have to do this?
Maybe a little column A, column B. I don't know.
Could be. I guess we'll see. All right, that's going to be who be courting for this week. Tarkin at 1, Feyre at 2, Rhys at 3, Amren at 4, and that cheeky book at 5. The cheeky book that has honestly probably the 5th most lines in this section.
You're probably right.
Liar.
That's open. Open.
Say please.
I could just imagine Feyre just trying to enunciate open differently, like open. All right, Zach, get us the hell out of here.
Yeah, hey, thank you guys so much for listening and watching today's episode of us talking about ACOMAF. If you're not already doing all the stuff that you're supposed to do, what the fuck? You can find us all the places that you're already watching this video. So
True, actually.
hit subscribe, hit follow, hit the notification bell.
Oh, what's our next chunk?
Our next Chappy Chunk?
Next Chappy Chunk.
Liking this video is super cool. If you're not a cool person and you want to become a cool person, like this video because it's super cool.
That's how that works.
That is how that works. Our next Chappy Chunk, we will be discussing chapters 39 through... Hey, fuck you. You asked me.
I didn't know if you had it. I was trying to help.
I was stalling while I was pulling it up, okay?
You know what? That's my bad.
39 through 43 is our next batch to discuss. We will see you guys there. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, she didn't even bring her galoshes.
You are fucking ridiculous, dude. Oh my god. Oh, what the fuck? I'm